never let anybody make you feel bad for living your dreams, or make you feel that you're doing something wrong or you're not good enough, or let them make you feel ashamed, because unfortunately many people do this to people, and I've experienced it, and it's not nice. People will project their insecurities, their unhappiness in their life, their deepest fears onto other people, which is obviously not fair. And we hear this story again and again. It's kind of like, it's a pattern. It's generational. It's historical, and it's such a common pattern. I mean, all with most people, probably you right now, where they say, when I was growing up, someone told me that I was stupid, or someone told me that I was ugly, or someone told me that I was dumb. A lot of the times, it's school teachers at school who are nasty, who say things like, I had it done to me. It's like, when you leave school, Jonathan, you're going to end up being nothing. You're going to be a road sweeper. You're going to be a failure. It's just a horrible thing to say to a young kid. It can be so damaging and destructive. It can ruin someone's confidence, their self-esteem, their self-worth. It can actually go on and cause mental health issues. And I believe a huge part of my anxieties that I have dealt with over the years, and the mental health challenges that I've dealt with, a lot of that come from people putting me down. And it's funny, because when you eventually find the courage and you build yourself up and you become successful, the biggest shock is realizing that all these people were wrong. Even these people that may have been in high positions, when you're a kid, you look at school teachers, which is good to have respect. You look at people in authority, you look at people that are older than you, that are wiser than you, and you look at them as like, or you almost look at them as like gods. Like, whatever they say is a fact. So when you're young and a school teacher says that you're dumb, you're stupid, or your personality isn't good, or you're not smart, or you're not going to be anything when you leave school, or you're not going to be anything in university, you're going to fail, you're going to end up broke, or letting your parents down. When they say these things to you, you believe it as a kid, you take it in, and and then you continue. As the years go by, you don't realize, but unconsciously, like my mentor Jeff always said, you've been possessed by their unkind words. And it is a possession, and it goes into your psychology, and it creates like a schema, a trauma. And you've got this, like, you have got like a parasite, a demon in you, talking to you. Every time you try and go and live your dreams, it's going to say, you can't do that. And then when you say why, it was because you're stupid. And you're saying to you, well, why do I tell myself that I'm stupid? Or why do I tell myself that I'm not good enough? Why do I believe that? Where does this come from? Because, we didn't have these things when we were younger, when we were first born. These are learnt behaviors. And if they're learnt behaviors, then we can unlearn them, which is a fact. I've done it. I changed my life. I've been successful in so many areas. I don't say that to brag. I don't say that to be cocky. I don't say that to be egotistical. I say that because it's from my heart. I say it because I've come from a broken place of people putting me down, of being bullied, of being judged, of being nice to people and people taking advantage. I've come from that place and built myself up, and now would never let someone speak to me like that. I wouldn't believe what they said, because I know it's not true. I have a lot of self-confidence, and I have a good opinion of myself, and my actions and what I've achieved are evident, and they outline and prove that. And I 100% believe in all my clients, because they're committed, they're good people, they show up and they get great results. And one of the ways that you measure great results is their confidence improves. And another way that I measure my clients' progress, and the same way I measured mine, is that when they first come to me, they're not able to do certain things because of their anxiety. They're not able to socialize. They might not be able to travel. They might not be able to start a new job. They're not able to do a YouTube video. They're not able to do so many things because they're so scared of rejection. They're so afraid of being judged and re-experiencing things that had happened to them when they were younger, because they've been through those experiences. And when I obviously do my confidence coaching, they start going out and eventually exposing themselves to the very things that frighten them. And that's how we get our power back. We get our power back when we become good people and successful and happy and positive, by going into areas where these negative, toxic, abusive people said, you can't do that, you're dumb. You can't make money, you're from a poor family. You can't be successful, you're not famous, you don't know anyone, you don't have status, you don't have cars, you don't have houses. It's all nonsense. Anyone can be successful. You don't need to have all these things. You just need to have a good heart. You just need to be brave. You need to be passionate. You need to be dedicated. You need to be hardworking. You need to be willing to not care what people think about you. And the real truth is, I'm going to be honest, deep down, any sane person is going to care a little bit about what people think, right? I care about the people that are close to me. I care about what they think about me. People that I don't know, I don't really care what they think, but guess what? I do it anyway. So whether you care about what he thinks, what she thinks, what they think, the most important thing is the action that you take. Because let me give you an example. So let's say, for example, you're not happy in your job right now. You're working for a company or you're doing a 9-to-5 job and it's making you miserable and you don't like it and you're not happy. And you want to leave your job and you want to go and live your dreams and become an entrepreneur and travel the world and get paid lots more money doing what you love, inspiring people and helping them to make more money, or just changing their life with your new business idea. But someone says to you, you can't do that, or that's not right, or that's weird, or that's people, how many times have people done that to you and done that to me? That's weird. It's like, well, why are you saying that? Maybe you're weird. Maybe it's jealousy. Most of the times it is. When I first started my business, some of the reactions I got was, what do you do? I said, well, I'm a dating coach, and I make YouTube videos and I help men to be honest with women and get confidence and get dates and get a relationship. And it's like, oh, that's weird. It's like, well, you're only saying that because you're jealous and you're miserable and maybe your relationship life isn't good and you don't like your job. So to me, that's weird. For me, weird is someone who moans about their life and complains all the time, but they don't make changes. They don't take action. They don't take responsibility. They just blame everybody else. So it's not about blaming anyone, but it's also not about believing it. It's all lies, guys. My school teacher said it to me. Everything I've achieved, I said I couldn't do it. Again, and it's just being respectful. The teachers at school that criticized me and were abusive towards me, I'm more successful than they are. Now, I don't want to sound like bragging, but I'm just stating the facts. So be careful who you put down. Be careful who you bully, because they just might, do what Frank Sinatra said and get the best sort of revenge, and they might become more successful than you. And you're going to have to see that, and that's going to hurt your feelings if you're not a good person and you're weak. So, I got into the business of lifting people up and helping them to become confident and happy, because I know what it feels like to be broken down and just reduced to nothing, feeling like you're nothing. That's how I was made to feel at that time, because I didn't have the strength and the confidence I've got now, and I let people do that to me. Back then, I didn't have the tools. I didn't know how to get past it until later on, when I went out and educated myself. Not just by reading books. Books are bullshit. Books are bullshit for what I'm talking about. Changing your life, building confidence, being a better person. You ain't going to do that just by reading books alone. You've got to get out and take action. And you've got to face fear, and you've got to go through pain and tragedy and heartache. But you get to such a beautiful place if you're willing to go through these things. So, like I've said before, it wasn't all my school teachers, obviously. There were lots of teachers that were really nice. You do remember the nice ones, but it's human nature. We tend to remember the negative people more than the positive, because I know that I had so many good school teachers growing up that were just amazing, lovely, kind people. They weren't nasty and they were encouraging. I remember my English teacher saying to me, I remember Miss Cullen, she said to me, I've got beautiful handwriting and I'm not dumb and I'm smart, and she just really liked me. She's just a lovely woman. I remember my RE teacher in secondary school, Mr. Conway, and he was just a good person. He was, he's strict, but he was also kind and firm. And, he would always say to all of us, if you've done something right, good man. He was just encouraging, strong. So I remember these people. I remember a couple of my old teachers, Mrs. Archer, Mrs. Charles. They were just good, strong, nice teachers, good women. But I remember the negative ones. I remember the negative teachers that were abusive and critical. And like I said, a lady said that to me, that I'm going to be nothing when I leave school, and look at what I achieved. I went on and built a global business and become a successful entrepreneur and a public speaker and a coach. And I've made lots of money doing what I love, and I deserve it. I work hard and I've helped my clients to make money. and I've helped people. I'm sure I get emails. There's many people that have not taken, they're not committed suicide because of my story, because of the work that I've done, because of sharing my story. There's people that have fixed their relationship with their dad or their mum. They've gotten married. All these things came out of what I experienced. The blessings that I got, my faith. So when you see what you can do, so what I'm saying is, it's how you use criticism. If you let it break you, if you believe anything that someone says, then they've got control over you. If someone said to you, well, you can't do a YouTube video, you're too shy, you're too introverted, you're too awkward. Who's going to listen to you? You're going to make a fool of yourself. If you believe that, if you actually believe that fundamentally to be true, you won't make a video. Or you might make a video and then you won't be yourself, because you believe what they're saying, and you'll act according to what they've said. But if you challenge them and say, the hell with that, I'm not believing that, who are you to tell me that? You're not perfect, no one is. You can't tell me that. I'm going to go and do it anyway. If you do 100 YouTube videos and you do it from your heart, you're gonna do amazing. You're gonna be so confident at doing it. And that's why thanks to having the strength, that's why I'm really confident at speaking. That's why I can speak on these videos, and I don't run out of things to say, like a lot of the old negative school teachers said I would. I'm awkward, I have learning disabilities, I have all these. It's not true. It's just that there were some lessons in school that I didn't enjoy. You can't force someone to enjoy stuff they don't enjoy it. As far as I'm concerned, that's stupidity. Trying to force kids to learn things that they don't enjoy. Why not help them to learn and do things that are positive, that they do enjoy, that they can go on and do when they leave school, and it makes the world a better place. So I just turned all of it into a positive. So all the abuse, all the criticism was fuel to me. And that's why I'm not scared of the criticism no more, because I've had it. I've been to pretty much the darkest of places. It's not going to scare me. I've been in the mental hospital. I've lost everything. I thought my life was over. I've been in the deepest, darkest depressions. I've been through having suicidal thoughts, wanting to take my own life, but being too scared to do it. I've been to those places, and I've been to the most wonderful places in life of happiness, joy. I've experienced all that. So when you've been through real things in life, you're not affected by someone that says, oh, it's weird, or you're not good, or you can't do that, because you say, I'm doing it, I'm living it, and it's just jealousy. I don't waste my time telling people that they can't do things. I spend most of my time, I get paid good money to tell people, you can do it. You can do it 100%. But the only catch is, while you committed, will you do it though? Will you go ahead with it? Because talk is cheap. We can all talk and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But when push comes to shove, and when you're in the arena and the emotions come up and you're terrified and your mind's telling you that you're not good enough, and everything that everyone said about you is true, and all the people that put you down there, right, you're a loser. When you're dealing with that, when you're dealing with the mental shadow, and you're dealing with the emotions, can you overcome it? I believe everyone can do it. They can do it. I've done it. No different to anyone, normal person. Most of my clients have done it. Loads of my friends have done it. People that I've been inspired by for years have done it. The Tyson Fury, Les Brown, Floyd Mayweather, so many people. So it's too many names to mention. Loads of my clients, loads of you have done it. Loads of you are doing it right now. Loads of you are challenging your fears and your insecurities, which mostly come from people putting you down. And it usually does start from people in authority. And that's the sad thing about it. And a lot of times, it even, sadly to say, people in our own families do it. Again, an authoritative figure, a parent, a family member, a brother, a sister, a mum, a dad, a school teacher. The reality is these things happen, and it can destroy people. People commit suicide because someone said something bad about them when they were a young kid and they didn't know how to get past that. And it crippled them. It cripples them socially with anxiety and low self-esteem and all those things. When you don't feel good about yourself, when you believe these lies that people say about you or said about you, you go through terrible depression, anxiety attacks, suicidal thoughts, because no one, we're human, we're strong and no one likes to not feel good enough, or that there's something wrong with them, or they can't do things, and everyone else is living a great life, and no one enjoys that. That's not nice for anyone. So I would say this as well. This isn't easy to do, but it got easier for me. Forgiveness is important at some point, because you have to understand, this is what I had to understand, why people do it. Where does it come from? And the reason why a lot of people do it is because none of us are perfect. We've all said unkind things to people at times, some more than others, but people do it a lot of times because they're asleep. They're not conscious. They're not fully aware of the damage that they're doing when they say these things. And a lot of the time it comes from, they're resentful. They're not happy in their life. And they're not happy with what they're doing. They're not happy with themselves. They're not facing, someone said that to them. Their mum said that to them growing up, or their dad. Their mum or their partner or their friend or a school teacher or someone in authority said that they were dumb, that they were stupid, that they were unattractive. Or, I had it done to me. You're skinny. If you're not skinny, you're overweight. It's name calling, shaming you, making you feel that you're disgusting, that you're not good enough, you're not worthy of love, all these things, this viciousness. So you realize that the person's not happy. That happy person, a good person, obviously good people can say nasty things too, but generally someone wouldn't say something so vicious, especially without apologizing. If someone is apologetic and they mean it, you can accept that. But yeah, it's they're not happy in their life. So for me now, this is a really intelligent way about going about what do I take on with regards to what people say. If someone says negative things to me, unless it's something that is, I think, well, that could be true about me, and they're saying it in a kind way, then I can go and work on that. But if it's not coming from that place, I don't listen to it, and I look at their life. I say, hang on a minute. This person's giving me this negative feedback or criticism. Let me look at their life before I decide if I'm going to take that on. Are they living their dreams? Yes or no? If they're not living their dreams, I cannot take on what they're saying. You can't say to someone, you're not good, or you need to improve this, if you're not living it, because you're a hypocrite. You're not living your dreams. You're not trying to live your dreams. You're not challenging yourself. You're not being good in at least one area in life. You're not having a good diet. You're not going to the gym. You're not making people feel good. You're not speaking good about your friends. You're not being kind to your parents. You're not improving. You're not being a better person. If you're not doing these things in your life, then you have no grounds to stand on to tell me how to live a better life, because you're not doing it. I'm going to listen to someone who is successful, or someone who is really trying. So it doesn't affect me. I don't let it affect me. I don't let it get into my heart. I don't let it get into my head, because it's just like, why would I respect that? There's no strength in it. There's no truth in it. So what's the point? In the same way that when someone's sincere and they compliment you, it feels really good. There's nothing wrong with that. I love it. It's a beautiful thing when someone says, you're really good at that, or you're a good person, or your personality, or you're great at what you do, or I really admire you. And it's genuine. You feel it in your heart. It's lovely, lovely feeling. It makes you feel warm, and it makes you feel, oh, that's really nice. I can do more. So, it's all about the way that we interpretate the things that people say to us, and whether they're encouraging us or they're trying to bring us down. So that's why I am the way I am now. The reason why I'm successful and positive, and I'm this person, and I inspire people, and because I was destroyed growing up. My self-esteem was destroyed by people, and I let them do it. I didn't have a defense. I was young. I was naive. It's not my fault. But later on, I realized it's my responsibility. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim of what anyone said about me growing up. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm blessed. God's given me life. He's given me an unlimited amount of potential. I can make as much money as I want. I can help as much people as I want. I can make changes whenever I want. I can be better. I can lose weight. I can gain weight. I can be all things I put my mind to with faith as well, 100%. I can do all these things, and I can tell other people they can do the same. Why? Because I live what I teach. I fail at what I teach at times as well. That's part of being successful. It's not just about winning all the time. It's about losing because you tried, and it's losing's winning as well. All these things. It's beautiful. It's deep. So and people like doing that. Done it to me. People like to try to make you feel that you're wrong, or your personality or the way you are is not good enough. And it's like, no, it's like, if you don't accept me, that's your problem. I accept who I am. I like who I am. And there's always other people out there that will love you for who you are, because They will just like you and connect with you. So it's not about trying to please people that don't get you. It's a waste of time. I've done it many times. You can't, they're not happy. They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to be successful. So you have to understand that, have compassion, remove yourself from them, let them go. Let them go in love, and wish them the best, but don't take it on, because it's toxic energy. And if you don't know how to deal with this toxic energy, then it's going to consume you, it's going to abuse you, it's going to use you, and it's going to put you in dark places, and you won't be successful. And that's why for so many years, I can relate to all my clients. That's why I'm an open book, because that's why I had all these struggles myself. I couldn't make money. But the crazy thing is, when I look back now, I could have made money, but I believed that I couldn't because people told me I couldn't. They put their money issues onto me. And they criticized me, they judged me, they made me feel small. And I allowed those possessing thoughts and feelings and projections to possess me and control me and put fear in me and put doubt in me. And then I didn't try to make money. I didn't try and go out and start business and add value to the world and make the world a better place and help people. But when I started to do it, the money started to come. And I can make money, and I have been making money for a long time. So, and many other things as well. People will tell you so many things that you can't do, and you can do it, trust me. They don't have power over you if you don't give it to them. And that's the crazy thing, like when you think about it. A lot of people that have put you down, they're not in your life no more. Okay, you might have someone in your life right now, it could be a negative relationship, but generally, like most of the people that damaged me growing up, they don't exist in my life anymore. And I generally from my heart, I wouldn't wish bad on them now. I wouldn't at all. But I'm just saying, I don't know if they're here. I don't know where they are. They're not around. But if you don't get out the possessive thoughts that they put in you 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, it's going to be running your life. So it's true what Les Brown said. Who's running your life right now? Are you running your life? Or is it other people's possessive negative thoughts? Because if it is, you can change it today by first being aware. Why do I feel like this? Where do these thoughts come from? Why do I tell myself these things about myself that are not true? That I can't do it, that I'm dumb, that I'm not smart, that I can't be successful, that I can't be happy, that I don't deserve it, that I'm not good enough, that something's wrong with me. Where does this come from? What was the cause? And when you start to locate the cause, you understand how to solve this problem. And then you start to reprogram yourself, say, I am a good person and I want to be a better person. I'm confident, I'm accountable. But of course, we can't just say these things. It's just that we have to live these things. When you say what you're going to do, that's what increases confidence. When you say, yeah, I'm scared of traveling, I'm afraid of it, I'm scared I'm honest about it, but I'm going to go and do it. You go and travel. That's a champion. That's a man, that's a warrior, that's heart. That's someone who has honesty, who has truth, who has purpose in life, who has passion, who doesn't care about what other people think about them. When you go and travel, you gain confidence. You go through that suffering. You go through the discomfort. You grow. Then you do it again. You get a little bit wiser. And then you get used to it. After you do it 5, 10 times, you're not scared of it no more. Yes, and another one, people say, yes, I am afraid to ask someone out. Yeah, I'm afraid that they're going to reject me. They're going to hurt me. I'm scared of that. I'm scared of what that's going to bring up. That's a warrior. That's honesty. That's vulnerability. You go and face it. You ask someone out. If they reject you, it's still success. You tried. You ask someone else out. They reject you. You ask someone else out until you meet the person you're successful. That's a champion. That's a warrior. And that's what I've been teaching for the last decade. How to overcome fear and anxiety, which most of, I'm not saying all of it, comes from other people's abuse, comments, criticism, bad, negative face expressions, snidey remarks, comments, making you feel inadequate, making you feel shame in you, making you feel wrong for living your dreams. You're not wrong for living your dreams. As long as it's positive, it's not harming anyone, and it's integral, and then it's a beautiful thing. And when it's a beautiful thing because you see that it saves people's lives. So never let someone tell you that you can't be what you want to be and you can't live your dreams, because you can. 100% you can do it. Look around you, open your eyes and stop looking. Look at the people, look how many people are successful doing it that have come from poverty. I've come from poverty. I come from humble beginnings. I didn't come from money, wealth. I didn't come from cars. I don't have all those things. I'm not really interested. I come from the struggle. I come from all growing up poor, growing up in a rough environment of drugs, poverty, crime, but I didn't let it stop me. You know, I always knew in my heart deep down that if you're a good person and you're hardworking and you believe and you want to do good and you want to be successful and you're passionate, you get there. And lots of people in my area have become successful. They've gone on to be millionaires. They've gone on to be boxing champions. They've gone on to train with Floyd Mayweather. I've seen it from my area where I grew up. The same school, the same people. I've seen them come from nothing to something. So it's possible to do it, and I've done it. And my friends have done it. They've come from nothing to something. They've made a success of themselves. So this is my passion. This is why I dedicated my life to coaching confidence, helping men who've got anxiety, low self-esteem, to build confidence in life with people, whatever it is, not specific. Confidence can be transferred everywhere. That's what I learned on my journey. And fundamentally, the way that you build confidence is by taking practical action. You build confidence by facing your fears in real life. You're not going to build it by just picking up a book and going, okay, how do we build confidence? Let's read these words. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I tried it. I'm sorry it don't work. And a lot of people will disagree on that. And that's fine. I know it don't work. I know what works. What works is what I've said. It's simple, but it's not easy because you've got to face the emotions of fear and anxiety, and you've got to face the inner conversation, the shadow, or the inner thoughts and the things that people have said. And these things comes with emotions, and they come with a story. And guess what? People don't realize it for so many years. People create an identity out of negativity, abuse, criticism. It's not you. You're not that identity. I realized years later, it caused me later on, I was overwhelmed in a good way. It wasn't me. You're not what they say you are. So you're not a dumb person. You're not unattractive. You're not stupid. You're not someone that's a loser. That's not your identity. We're not that. That's their vicious words. You know, it's not you. But you have to be aware of it and break down the false identity that you've been living for so many years. Because I did it. I weren't myself for many years. Or I wasn't expressing myself fully. I was living small. I was being afraid. I wasn't going out and being successful. I wasn't making money. I wasn't falling in love. I wasn't showing my heart. I wasn't traveling. I wasn't growing because I was stuck. I was stuck in that pattern of